What supplies or items should every household have in case of a large-scale emergency? I got doomsday prepper survival food because I live in Houston and we have hurricanes. I can keep it in my closet for 25 years and it will always be there. I also have a few jugs of water and a camping stove with several propane cartridges. Water. Can't stress this enough. You can only survive about 3 days without it, and better to have some than rely on a questionable or bad source. Yeah. Heard the best thing to do is, assuming you can somewhat predict the emergency, fill the bath up as much as you can beforehand, so you can boil and juice it. Extra doses of your medication. Insulin for diabetics. In college I had one roommate who was diabetic, one who was deaf with hearing aids, and one who had his thyroid removed and required medication daily. We used to watch The Walking Dead together and morbidly joke that if it ever happened our house would be in a lot of trouble. Water, a few days of food, a radio and extra batteries, decent first aid kit, light of some kind. I think most people have covered water and food. You really can't survive without much of that. Some items you might not think to have stored away but would be invaluable would be like can opener. How awesome it is to have so much canned food. But what are you going to do if you can't open it? Matches or rather fire generator. Being able to heat things will become invaluable. Emergency blankets. If left with no power, these can help preserve body heat. Many don't know, but shivering causes you to expend a lot of calories. A sharp hunting/camping knife. Many uses from cutting, opening things, working with rope, etc. Maps. If the internet/GPS goes down, these are invaluable in knowing where you are and where you can go. On your point about the emergency blankets, keep a kit with emergency blankets, spare gloves, granola bars, etc. in your car during the winter in case your car gets stuck somewhere. Shelf-stable food supply that does not require refrigeration. Have you seen those tubs of dehydrated emergency ration foods that the preppers like to buy? Buy one of those big tubs. Enough to feed everyone in your home for at least 3 days. Preferably more. Put the thing in the back of your pantry, or your closet, or wherever, and forget you have it. But if the worst happens, you will have a food buffer. Proper first aid kit, and basic guidebooks. Regardless of what the emergency is, these will be useful. Edit. People are assuming I have no training on how to use said guides and kits. I know how to use them, have taken classes, and done training with the equipment. You have a valid point. They are useless to those who don't know how to use them. I know how to use them, and they would be one of my top picks, besides water and reliable tools. Edit 2. There are more than just medical guidebooks. Edible plants are a thing as well. Nice suggestion. A lot of people forget to include instructive materials in a go bag or bug out bag these days. That's a mistake. For example, I keep 2 guidebooks in my pack when I go on extended hikes. The first is Tom Brown's Field Guide, and the second is a generic book of edible plants and fungi with pictures. Although I'm okay with carrying the added weight, I still cut the covers, blank pages, and non-substantive pages out to save weight. Not only are they instructive and potentially life-saving, they're also a good source of entertainment that doesn't require electric power. Hot sauce. You're probably gonna be eating a lot of shitty food. Edit. If you all are shitting your brains from a little hot sauce, you got bigger problems than hot sauce. So yes to all the water/food comments in here, but also consider keeping hard copies of important documentation, like IDs, medical information, contact list, birth certificates, passports, titles, recent photos of loved ones and pets to help with reunification, etc. Keep it all together in a folder or something in a safe, so you can grab it if needed. Salt. I seem to recall that being important towards the end of the book, alas. Babylon if my high school memories serve, because with salt you can preserve meat. I'm guessing salt is important for preserving food, but it is also a necessary nutrient. Historically, it has been an important natural resource. and often the main economic driver in areas it could be mined or produced, and was even used as currency, and is the root of the word salary among others. Before canning and refrigeration, it was a key part of most, if not all, methods of preserving food, and is still important in canning. Toilet paper, shit tickets. Need 14 days of water, non-perishable food, first aid kit, and toilet paper for your entire family including pets. A plan for how family members get home or meet should something happen that makes cell towers inaccessible. Want nice to have map of local area, flora/fauna guidebook, battery backups or solar chargers. This thread is making me paranoid. Plans, a plan for shelter in place, minimum 10 days supplies of food, water and meds for person and pet in the household or who could be at your home. Think older relatives. Presume electricity and running water are not operational. Bucket/trash bags/kitty litter for toilet. Extra water for hygiene. Lighting. Batteries/flashlights. Foods that don't need lots of water or elaborate cooking. Manual can opener. Plan for sudden evacuation. In case of wildfire, for example. Identify hotels 50 to 100 miles in each direction from your house. If you have pets/physically disabled person, make sure a hotel will accept them. Print out directions/phone number. Stop relying on cells/contact lists/GPS. As soon as you get an event notice, make arrangements to get to that hotel with the following. Right now, go through each room of your house and identify 1-2 items in each room absolutely irreplaceable either sentimentally or physically. Tape a list of those items in that room on the door of that room, so you don't have to think in a panic. For actual evacuation, now, make a very short checklist of things to prep house, usually cutting off power/water/gas connections. If you can safely and quickly, make an evac pack or go bag for every person in your household including potential visitors and for pets. Shelters are getting better about taking pets, but you should still be prepared to support their care. Food, water, toys, leashes/collars with IDs, poop bags/kitty litter, human go bag, food, water, meds, clothing, small bedding, non-electrical entertainment, books, cards, coloring books, toys, charge cords, power strip, earplugs, headphones. Shelters are a roof over your head, not a 4-star hotel. It will be loud, crowded and stressful. Best is to be prepared mentally/physically and bring your own stuff, so you are not such a burden. Be nice to shelter staff. Most of them are volunteers with affected families themselves. In all cases, lots of cash including coins and small bills, not just a stack of misc, good pocket knife, duct tape. Print out hard copies of anything important including phone numbers. Don't presume cellular service is working. First aid kit include a good tourniquet and know how to use everything. Think self-care, buddy care, Medicare. If cellular service is still up, texts will get through on busy networks better than calls. I don't know the situation, since so many folks are getting rid of true landlines. But it used to be, even 3-5 years ago, that you could reach another US region, even if your region was ringing busy. For example, if you/disaster is in VAP, you can't call someone in MD, but you could call someone in NV. We have identified a family member in each US time zone as a disaster point of contact to help with coordination and check-in. Ready. Governed after action reports of disasters, non-secure available by internet search, are good sources of more information. Source: I'm an emergency management planner with expertise in planning, training and exercises. Seeds and a crap ton of bone meal. Board/card games. A lot of the things mentioned here are very important and would definitely cover a lot of physical aspects of getting through it. I wanted to bring in some sort of entertainment, not only to help pass the time, but also to serve as a bit of distraction from whatever is going on because your mental well-being is important too. I saw a deck of cards that had survival tips on them on Amazon once. I didn't buy them, and they no longer have them. Last I checked. If you have pets then have extra pet food. People always forget about their pets. Water purifier, knife, towels, rice, camp stove, cooking pot, laser, eyeglasses, survival book, joke book, piggy bank, shovel, grease pencil, fishnet, pupae, tent, gavel, etc. I feel like people are overlooking something pretty important. Considering that during a large-scale emergency medicine may be scarce, antibiotics are very important if you can get your hands on them. Consider this if it's a scenario in which you will have to survive on your own, without relying on others for food, water and shelter. Chances are you are gonna get some cuts from doing stuff. Trip on a tree stub, get a gash on your lower arm. Without antibiotics you will have a hard time doing the life thing much longer. A water filter. You will eventually run out of water, and a filter allows you to make any water potable. Fire extinguisher. Just about the most important. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it item you can own. Same goes for insurance. A water bob. Propane. A really good first aid kit. Vodka. Cooking oil. Rice. Canned goods. A fire starter. Or 5. Candles. So many candles. Gasoline. Backpacks. Blankets. Duct tape. Knives. Dry wood. Salt. Calcium/magnesium supplements among others. Tampons and pads. Bleach. Flashlight and batteries. Cranking weather radio. Long-term store of toilet paper. Also feminine hygiene products. In my state there are many people who are into hunting, fishing, etc. I don't do any of it, but I store crazy amounts of both items to trade for food in case of an extended emergency. Wives are going to need it, and I'll use the trade to get food for my family. Water, rice, matches, maybe a little camping stove and enough fuel to cook for a while. Not much more than that really, unless you want to go full on crazy person prepper. My stance on that is that if the world is ending, we should have the common courtesy to die with it. Power bank.